Ladies and gentlemen of the California Grape and Tree Fruit League, I am delighted at the opportunity to visit with you and to speak again to this fine organization. It was a high honor when you asked me to visit you some years ago, but to be invited back a second time after you have heard me once is indeed a rare distinction. My wife, Mary, is also most happy to be your guest, and we both want you to know of our deep appreciation of your kindness. As a senator from Florida and the third senator from California, an honorary title bestowed upon me by some of you, which pleases me greatly, I speak to you today on what I know are issues of common interest to your league, to our two states, and to all agricultural groups in the nation. As second-ranking member of the Legislative Senate Agriculture Committee and chairman of the Appropriations Subcommittee for Agriculture, it is my pleasant duty to deal day after day with agricultural problems. I know that the problems of agriculture are increasing in number and difficulty, partly because the number of people in agriculture is diminishing in proportion to the rest of the nation, and partly because of the vast number of complexities attendant upon production and marketing. I bring Florida greetings and some Florida sunshine to the golden state of California. I am sure our mutual interest in agriculture and in improving our posture in this field is even stronger than our traditional interest in expounding to each other the climatic attractions of our two great states. It has been my inflexible opinion for many years that without the two good sister states of California and Florida, the bouquet of states of this great nation would lose a great deal of its color and fragrance. May I first mention the great record which your junior senator is already making in the Senate, where, among other things, he has performed yeoman's service to the agricultural interests of the nation. He has aided inexorably in bringing the problems of agriculture to the Senate floor. He has already appeared as the principal speaker at the annual meeting of the Florida Fruit and Vegetable Associations, where he has warmly welcomed as a devoted friend and all agriculture. Let me say it has been a joy to me to stand with him on the floor of the Senate and see him fighting every minute for the interests of agricultural producers. I have great admiration, too, for your senior senator, the minority whip of the Senate. He has stood side by side with us in fighting for agriculture, though his duties as a minority leader have not permitted him to expand so much on the subject as he would like to. And he is interested in any of these many products in which our nation is so rich. We can assemble sufficient strength in both houses of Congress to protect ourselves against unfair attack and to accomplish the passage of legislation or appropriations which are necessary to our well-being. So I shall speak to you on several points which are so important to all of agriculture as to require our full continuing cooperation. My first point relates to the so-called Dirksen resolution proposing a constitutional amendment by which the people of this state would be allowed to decide for themselves whether they want to have one house of their state legislature apportioned on a basis other than strict population. Since the beginning of the Republic over 175 years ago and until June 1964, the people had the power as a matter of right to determine for themselves the composition of their state legislatures. But as the result of the decision of the Supreme Court on this subject, and despite the warning of Justice Felix Frankfurter against the courts entering this political thicket, as he called it, state after state is controlled in the predicament of reapportioning one or both houses of its state legislature.
What do you use for legislature?
I will use LEGT, and that's legislate. And then I put YUR after it. And legislative is LEGT and TIF after it. Legislatively is LEGT and TIFL after it.
Wow.
Legislator is LEGT and then TOR after it.
That's a good
And
one.
legislation is LEGS.
Lorraine, were you saying that you just want to practice straight through until 12,
Oh, really?
until 4
No, we
o'clock?
could go eat.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, let's go eat.
Is that okay?
Yeah. It's just, will I be able to come back and practice?